The whole town knew Mr. Grant was rich and mean. He owned half the buildings on Main Street, drove the shiniest black Mercedes, and carried himself like he owned everyone's time. People said that when he entered the cafe, even the air seemed to grow colder. The staff would freeze, the customers would whisper, and no one dared to meet his eyes. But that changed the day a new waitress started. Her name was Emma, quiet, kind, and brand new in town. She didn't know who Mr. Grant was, and maybe that was her blessing. Because when she finally stood up to him, something remarkable happened. Not just to him, but to the entire town. Hey friends, before we dive into this heart-touching story, make sure to subscribe to our channel, Whispers of Goodness, where we share real and inspiring stories about kindness, courage, and the little moments that make life beautiful. Don't forget to like this video and comment your thoughts below. Your support helps kindness reach more hearts. It was a chilly Tuesday morning when Emma started her first shift at Maple Street Café. The place was cozy, with floors, warm lights, and the smell of coffee that hugged you the moment you walked in. She tied her apron, took a deep breath, and smiled at the other waitresses. "Don't be nervous," said Linda, the head waitress. "It's a good place to work. Just, if Mr. Grant comes in, be careful." Emma frowned. "Who's Mr. Grant?" Linda's eyes widened like Emma had just asked who the president was. "You'll know him when you see him," she whispered. Tea exactly 8 a.m. The cafe door opened, and the little brass bell above it jingled. A tall man in an expensive gray suit stepped in. His hair was slicked back, his gold watch gleamed, and his face wore a permanent frown. "Morning, Mr. Grant," Linda said softly. He grunted and walked to his usual corner table, the one by the window. The other customers kept their heads down. Emma noticed the tension but didn't understand it. She grabbed her notepad and approached him with her best smile. "Good morning, sir. What can I get you today?" Mr. Grant looked up sharply. "Where's Linda?" he barked. "She's helping another table," Emma said, her voice steady. "But I'd be happy to." "I didn't ask for you," he interrupted. "Just give me my usual, and make sure it's hot this time." Emma blinked, but nodded politely. "Of course." She turned away, but not before noticing the look on Linda's face. Part pity, part feared. A few minutes later, Emma brought him his coffee and blueberry muffin. "It's piping hot," she said with a gentle smile. He took one sip, winced, and slammed the cup down. "It's too hot," he snapped. "Do you people even know how to do your jobs?" The cafe went silent. Everyone froze. Emma stood there, her heart racing, but she didn't back away. "I'm sorry, sir," she said quietly. "Would you like me to fix it?" Mr. Grant glared at her. "No, just go away." She nodded, walked back to the counter, and took a deep breath. She could feel everyone staring at her. Linda whispered, "You did fine. Don't take it personally. He's always like that." But Emma couldn't help wondering why someone would be so bitter to strangers. The next few days went the same way. Mr. Grant would come in every morning, complain about something, the coffee, the muffin, the service, and everyone would just nod and apologize. No one ever said a word back, until Friday. It was a rainy morning, and the cafe was packed. Mr. Grant came in looking angrier than usual. His umbrella dripped water on the floor as he stomped to his corner table. Emma saw him coming and decided something. She wasn't going to let his attitude ruin the atmosphere for everyone else today. "Good morning, Mr. Grant," she said brightly. "Would you like your usual?" He scowled. "Just make it quick." She returned with his coffee, perfectly warm this time, and set it down gently. "Here you go." He took one sip and muttered, "Too weak. Don't you people have any sense?" Emma's smile faded. Something inside her clicked, a quiet courage. She took a step closer and said softly, "Mr. Grant, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but you don't have to talk to us like that." The cafe went completely still. He looked up, shocked. "Excuse me?" She took a breath. "We're all just trying to do our best. You deserve good service, and we deserve respect." For a second, she thought he might yell, but instead, he just stared at her, silent, unreadable. Finally, he said coldly, "You have no idea who you're talking to." "No, sir," she said calmly. "But I denote kindness when I see it, and I haven't seen much from you." She turned and walked away. The other waitresses stared at her like she'd just jumped off a cliff. Linda whispered, You're brave, but you might not have a job tomorrow. Emma smiled faintly. Maybe, but someone needed to say it. The next morning, the cafe buzzed with gossip. Did you hear what Emma said to Mr. Grant? Customers whispered. No one's ever done that before. But Mr. Grant didn't show up that day, nor the next, or the next after that. A week later, on a quiet Wednesday, the doorbell jingled again. Emma looked up and froze. It was him. Only something was different. He wasn't wearing his usual sharp suit. His hair looked a little unkempt, and his eyes weren't angry. Just tired, he walked up to the counter instead of sitting down. Is the new waitress here? He asked. Emma stepped forward carefully. That's me. Morning, sir. He nodded, almost awkwardly. I owe you an apology. The cafe went silent again, but this time, it wasn't fear, it was surprise. I've been rude, Mr. Grant said. For years. I treated people terribly. My wife used to tell me that one day, someone would call me out for it. Guess she was right. Emma didn't know what to say. You don't owe me anything, sir. He shook his head. Yes, I do. You reminded me what decency looks like. You stood up to me, not out of anger, but out of kindness. He took a deep breath. My wife passed away 2 years ago. Since then, I've been lost, angry at the world. I came here every day because it was the only place that felt familiar. I just didn't know how to be kind anymore. Emma's eyes softened. I'm sorry for your loss. Grief can make people forget who they are, but it's never too late to remember. Mr. Grant nodded slowly. Would you mind if I sat down? Maybe you could join me for a cup of coffee, my treat. Emma smiled. I'd like that. From that day on, Mr. Grant became a different man. He still came to the cafe every morning, but now he greeted the staff by name. He'd bring donuts for everyone and even started tipping generously. The customers noticed. The staff noticed. It was like the whole cafe had been given a new light. Linda joked one morning, "You've got some magic in you, Emma." Emma laughed. No magic, just kindness. Months later, on the cafe's anniversary, Mr. Grant surprised everyone by announcing something. He stood up and raised his cup. This place, he said, used to be where I came to hide my anger. Now it's where I find peace. And that's all thanks to the people here, especially one young woman who reminded me that kindness isn't weakness. It's strength. Everyone clapped. Emma smiled, a little embarrassed, but deeply moved. That day, the cafe wasn't just a place for coffee and muffins anymore. It became a place where hearts healed, where kindness proved stronger than bitterness. Emma didn't just stand up to a rude man. She helped him find himself again. And in doing so, she changed an entire community's story. Sometimes, it only takes one person to speak with kindness and courage to turn darkness into light. The next time you meet someone cold, rude, or angry, remember Emma. Because you never know what battles they're fighting, and your small act of kindness might be the thing that saves them. Thank you for watching this story on Whispers of Goodness. If this story touched your heart, please like, subscribe, and share it so more people can be inspired to choose kindness every single day. Because kindness costs nothing, but changes everything.